Hey, we're back with another episode of Before You Buy, that show where we give you some straight up gameplay and our first impressions of the latest games releasing. It's me, Jake, and today, just a really quick one. We're taking another look at Red Dead Redemption 1. What you see on screen here is Red Dead Redemption 1 now running natively on PS5. Not through backwards compatibility or anything like that, because if you remember, in 2023, Red Dead Redemption was re-released as kind of like a port upgrade for PS4, and you could play it on PS5 through backwards compatibility and Nintendo Switch. And then in 2024, Red Dead Redemption was finally released on PC. So now here in 2025, we have one last re-release. This is an upgrade for the game for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch 2, and weirdly enough, it's available through like Netflix games thing, so you can play it on an iPad or whatever. If you were to go and buy the game on PlayStation 5 today, it would cost you $50 US, which I'd argue is way too much for a game this old, absolutely, but chances are most people watching this video probably own it somewhere, one way or another, and with that, the update to this newest, latest, greatest version is like a free update. I was able to take advantage of this owning the PS4 version. I got the free upgrade to play it on PlayStation 5 like this, and also I owned the Nintendo Switch version, and I was able to very easily download an update to that. On PS5 and Xbox Series X, now you need to know that you're getting 4K 60 HDR support and little visual updates, quote, enhanced image quality. What you're getting here is better LOD, better draw distances, some slightly updated lighting that you may or may not notice, and now all the user interface elements like the weapon wheel and stuff like that are all at a much higher resolution, leading to this be pretty much the complete and final port of the game, essentially the best representation you can get of the old game. We looked into this in 2023 when they ported it to PS4 to make sure that they didn't pull like a, Grand Theft Auto Definitive Trilogy Edition thing, and no, it seems like a good port. And to be completely honest, there's not a huge difference here if you ran the PS4 version backwards compatibility on PS5 when that came out in 2023. Aside from some little glitches, that was already pretty damn solid, and this is basically the same thing here. From playing for a few hours today when it was available, I noticed less glitches compared to the 2023 version, which I did encounter a few, and otherwise, the game is looking damn good, with HDR support specifically being a pretty big deal. It definitely changes the lighting a little bit, like cutscenes, like some things feel a little different. I don't know how sensitive people are going to be to that, but like this game already had killer sunsets, and now the sunsets hit that much harder. I'd also say the same goes for the Nintendo Switch 2 version, which I did mess around with a little bit. This game looks really, really good running handheld on the Nintendo Switch 2. I just was able to just set up my camera real quick and get some quick footage here off screen, so apologies for the quickness, but the visuals, the lighting, everything really pops on the Nintendo Switch 2 version. The only thing I noticed is that the motion blur is much more aggressive on this version. You'll notice it when you spin the camera, but otherwise, I think it looks really, really good on Nintendo Switch 2. And then, yeah, going back to the PS5 version, which I spent the most time with, it does look really good. The only thing I noticed that is still kind of disappointing is that pop-in is still very noticeable. Not only for like, say you're coming down from the hills into Armadillo and you see the buildings pop up, but also some birds popping in way too close that just didn't look quite right. But that's really me nitpicking otherwise. If you haven't experienced it already, like whenever you played, but like Red Dead Redemption 1 at 60 FPS is really, really good. It makes a hell of a difference. They did a great job with it. And that's really all I have to say about this version of the game. So when you get it, you get access to normal mode, hardcore mode, and Undead Nightmare, which is a really great, complete standalone DLC that was added on back in the day that was completely legendary. A really fun horror zombie spin-off of the main game that was absolutely worth playing and felt like a really, really good example of Rockstar doing single-player DLC, which of course we would continue to see up until Grand Theft Auto 5. But regardless, it's a good package because it's a great game overall. Stop me if you've heard me before, but like Red Dead Redemption 1 still absolutely holds up. It is an incredible story.
Get to that camp. Blast him, boy. Look, over there. Let's clear out Pike's Basin once and for all. Tell the Ballards to give themselves up or we'll kill every last one of you. There's one
filled with great classic cowboy moments, the tropes you expect from westerns, but also a really good, nuanced, subtle story filled with rich characters. It's another game that's like a great example, a real snapshot of Rockstar's leveling up in terms of storytelling. They were doing it before Red Dead Redemption, but Red Dead Redemption 1 feels like where they really found their groove with the writing, the characters, the voice acting, also a lot of the music. Red Dead Redemption's music is a bunch of things. It's super cinematic, recognizable, iconic, but also understated, low-key, sometimes kind of moody and creepy and mysterious. And it's fun to play. It's just a good, simple, open world third-person shooter. It's story heavy, but there's plenty of little Wild West diversions to take advantage of, but those main missions are just fun. Good chases on horseback, really good shootouts in set-piece iconic locations.
I got me one of them Williamson boys.
I got me one of them idiots who give marshals a bad name.
Jonah, put your gun down. You must be the man from Blackwater.
Yes, sir. Listen, that dog ain't too bright, but he seems loyal.
Also, even though it's just a Wild West game, surprisingly killer environmental variety. You're going to different locations and they all feel distinct and unique with different characters, enemies, and biome styles. John Marston runs around a little stiff, but the shooting still feels really, really good. Headshots are still really satisfying. The gunshot sound effects are incredible. Just a good, lengthy adventure to play through, still all these years later. This release, look, I mean, we live in a world where Bethesda has released Skyrim a million billion times, but this release to me now finally feels like the end of the road for Red Dead Redemption. It's the most available, it's the most playable, it's the most accessible for every player. They can get their hands on it. I mean, the fact that it's available on Netflix and mobile now is crazy, but I'm glad they got it out completely and thoroughly everywhere because it's something worth experiencing. It's a cool as hell game. There's a reason why for many, many years this was considered like one of the best games and one of the best Rockstar games, only to arguably be topped by Red Dead Redemption 2, depending on who you ask. Some people like one more than the other. I'm partial to Red Dead Revolver, but I'm also a weird nostalgic freak. But in all seriousness, they need to port that over next. Red Dead Revolver 4K 60 on PS5. Give it to us. That's the dark horse of the franchise. Jokes aside though, when this was announced, when this Red Dead Redemption PS5 Switch 2 port was announced, I immediately read the headline as Red Dead Redemption 2 and got really excited. So I'm going to use this soapbox for a second to say there are so many people out there looking to play Red Dead Redemption 2 for the first time, but also a lot of people like me who really want to replay it on a console, on the couch, taking advantage of modern hardware. The fact that Red Dead Redemption 2 has still not been updated or upscaled or like whatever, enhanced for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S is such a bummer. I'm really hoping eventually they can get around to that, but at the very least now we have the full, complete Red Dead Redemption 1 for everything. There was a while where Red Dead Redemption was locked to certain platforms. Now, at the very least, I mean, Rockstar is asking a pretty penny for it if you're buying it for the first time, but regardless, now it's available on all modern platforms. So when these new updated versions of the game were available this morning, I woke up early, I downloaded them and hopped into them just to capture some gameplay, so that's what you see on screen here. I was actually able to port my saves over from my original Switch 1 version and my PS4 version, and that all worked fine, well, and good. The game now loads like near instantaneously, and if chances are you probably own it on some storefront somewhere, it's worth jumping in again. Just wanted to get some high quality, high resolution gameplay on screen here so you can see it for yourselves, really. That's all we're trying to do here today with this one. You've heard me talk about Red Dead Redemption forever now. I've waxed nostalgic on this game for 10 plus years on this channel, so that's really all I got left to say about Red Dead Redemption for now. But that was some pros, some cons, and some personal opinion, and I want to hear yours down in the comments. What do you think of Red Dead Redemption? Does it hold up in your eyes? I think it was absolutely strengthened in so many ways by the sequel. But there's something about this original one that was just a little bit more simpler, that just feels really special. It's a little creepier, it's a little lonelier. There's just something to Red Dead Redemption 1 that just absolutely rules. But let's talk about it. Let me know what you think about this game. Let me know if it's your first time playing, or if you downloaded the updates, or you had any issues at all. Hit us up down there. If you like this video and you like talking games with us and seeing some gameplay and, just helping your purchasing decisions, clicking the like button helps us. Legitimately. Thank you. We appreciate that. But I'm Jake Baldino. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
I'd reclaim it. Or maybe what you could say is I had two, and I'm trying to end one of them so the other can survive.
You do so love to talk in riddles, Mr. Marston. Do you do that, I wonder, as a substitute for having anything interesting to say?
Probably, Miss McFarland.
Oh, call me Bonnie, you fool. Call me Bonnie.
Miss McFarland, I'm married. I have a son. I had a daughter, but she died. Years before that, I rode in a gang. We robbed banks, trains.